guys, it's Emma, and I'm back today for you with another video, and we're doing a book review today. I'm actually really excited to be doing a review on this book because I have been ranting to anybody that will listen to me about this book. And the book that I am talking about is A Curse of Roses by Diana Pinguicha. This is a sapphic Portuguese historical fantasy, right? And it is about Yzabel, who is the fiancée to the King of Portugal and the Algarves. And the people that she will be inheriting when she marries him are being plagued by a horrible famine and the Red Plague, right? And she herself is starving. And that is because she is plagued by this curse where every single bit of food that she touches turns to flowers. And she wants to help her people so badly that she wants to reverse her curse in order to where she can make flowers turn into food. And in order to do so, she needs the help of an enchanted Mora named Fatian. However, Fatian is under a curse, and the only way to break the curse and get her help is through a kiss. So it's all about Yzabel and Fatian trying to save the country's people from starvation, and ultimately Yzabel herself by reversing the curse. This book, first of all, I finished it and I thought it was a great book to kickstart Pride Month. And because just the sapphic energy that radiates off of this book is absolutely glorious. And I just am in love with it. So we're going to be talking about the things that I personally really enjoyed about it and why I would recommend it to people. Now, before we start, I want to know what y'all's favorite LGBTQIA plus book is. You know, because we're in the spirit of Pride Month and we're talking about sapphicness, I feel like it's in the mood, right? So with that being said, let's get right into it. What we're first going to talk about is the matter of trigger warnings, right? What we wholeheartedly endorse is the fact that more and more authors are putting trigger warnings in the front of their books. For example, Adiba Jagardar writing The Henna Wars, and then Hannah Capin writing Foul is Fair. So I love the fact that A Curse of Roses does it as well. And the trigger warnings that come at the beginning of the book are, as stated, it includes discussions of religious-based harm, religious-based eating disorders, religious-based internalized homophobia, and I would put out there body horror. So those are the trigger warnings that are in the book and that I would put out there for people who are sensitive to those types of topics. The next section is the writing. Okay, so this book, A Curse of Roses, is character driven. So to some people, the pacing itself may seem very slow at times. However, it's, to put in character development and to put in a lot of Yzabel's internal monologues because a girl is struggling in this book. The writing itself is what is out of this world. All right, there's so many quotes in here that I took from this book that just sound glorious coming off the tongue. All right, she has a tendency for alliteration, which I am a sucker for. All right, and also it's almost purple prose, but it's not, you know what I mean? It doesn't sacrifice the meaning of a paragraph or the meaning of a sentence for the aesthetic. You know what I mean? So it's very pretty writing and it is character driven, so it may seem slow. However, I do think that it is essential for the type of developments that we make character-wise. Now, because we are dealing with the time period, aka the 13th century, 1288 to be specific, right? There are a lot of religious themes, as you can perceive from the trigger warnings. The themes in here that I thought were very important to be included was, one, the danger of absolute blind faith, and then the theme of you coming to accept yourself in such a religiously strict world. The whole thing with the danger of blind faith, no matter what your faith is, if you just blindly go in and you are so close-minded to the point where you just believe anything that anybody tells you, it is incredibly dangerous, because then that opens avenues for people that will do horrible stuff in the name of faith. Does that make sense? And the fact that Yzabel is so caught up in the just overall overzealousness of the leaders back then, just, you know, how prominent religion was in the government and the whole thing with, you know, church and state and whether or not it should be separated. But the really cool thing is the fact that Yzabel is able to find her own in amongst, like I said, such a strict religious society. And that leads into the theme of being able to come to accept yourself because, you know, it is sapphic. And during this time, being of a different sexuality other than straight was seen as incredibly taboo. It was lethal to people back then because it was seen as witchcraft to some people. It was seen as a disease. It was seen as something to be avoided, and therefore if it's different from the norm, aka heterosexuality, then it must be sinful and of the devil. And we see Yzabel and Fatian have to come to terms with the fact that just because a book says it, does that mean you have to follow it word for word? And I love to see Yzabel tackle it. I love it so much, and the way it's tackled so nicely, it's just wow. It's not really discarding religion, yet it's not discarding being gay or being a lesbian. It's not discarding anything, it's learning to live with the two, and I love that. I love it so much. My girl Yzabel. I loved Yzabel so much. I saw so much of myself in her. In my Choose Your Own Fantasy Adventure tag, I remember that I chose Yzabel as my fantasy twin because of how selfless she is and how I strive to be selfless. Yzabel, however, sometimes lets her selflessness plague her to the point where she can't really do anything because she tries to be so in the middle about everything. However, she's able to actually maintain just how selfless she is, and she's able to stride through and just with everybody's best interest at heart, and I absolutely love that for her. I think she is an incredibly strong character with all of the mental obstacles that she goes through, and I think Yzabel would be an amazing role model to a lot of people. I gave A Curse of Roses by Diana Pinguicha 5 stars, all right? I absolutely adored this book. I loved the sapphic energy. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the sapphic energy bleeds off of the paper, all right? This book is an absolutely beautiful cover first, may I just say. A gorgeous cover for an absolutely gorgeous book, if I do say so my motherfucking self, all right? So I most definitely recommend this to anybody who is a history buff or who likes historical fiction, because it is a good immersion into just Portuguese culture and history itself. I think fans of not only history, but also of, you know, like writing wise, like I'll Give You the Sun and Foul is Fair, like that poetic type of writing, I guess. As I said when we were talking about Yzabel, I feel like a lot of people would be able to relate to her and to Fatian as well. I don't know, I feel like there's just a lot of relatable things that go on in this book. So you guys, that was my review for A Curse of Roses by Diana Pinguicha. I hope you guys will take this and put this on your TBR because oh my gosh, is it amazing. And I most definitely need to check out more stuff by Diana Pinguicha, all right, because her writing, I'm obsessed with it. So you guys, with that being said, I hope you guys have a happy Pride Month, that you guys are staying safe, and that I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.